now that we've established why you've come in today, I would like to try this exercise called the genogram, because that's going to help us dive in a little bit as to why you've learned to be the way that you are. Are you both okay with doing that?
Sure.
Okay. So I know that obviously you are Sarah and Mark. Okay, so Sarah, that's going to be you. And we've established that you do have 5 children. Your second oldest son is Daniel. That's kind of what sparked your coming in today. Can you tell me about your other 4 children? What are their names?
Sure. The oldest is Amy. We have 1 son and 4 daughters.
Okay.
Amy, then Jennifer
Jennifer.
is after Daniel. Anna is the 4th. And Kim is the baby.
Okay.
So they're all 2 years apart.
Okay.
So Daniel, is 10,
Mhm.
Amy's 12, Jennifer's 8, Anna is 6, and Kim is 4.
Okay. Sarah, I would like for you to tell me a little bit about your family, your siblings. Do you have siblings?
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I have 2 sisters and 3 brothers.
Okay. And what are their names?
James is next in line after me.
Okay.
Bill. Although Bill died of a heart attack. So yeah, he's no longer with us.
Okay. I'm sorry to hear that.
John, Johnny. Irene. And my youngest sister is Mona.
Okay. And what about your parents?
My dad's name was Charlie. And my mom was Mabel. They both passed. I don't know if you need to look
Okay.
at that.
We'll just mark that. All right. And Mark, how about you?
I have 3 sisters and 1 brother.
Okay. And what are their names?
My brother's name is Matthew. And one of my sisters is Jamie. And then Lucy.
Okay.
And then Ruthie.
And how about your parents?
My dad's name is Fred. And my mom's name is Arinda.
Can you spell that for me?
Arinda.
All right. Thank you.
And they've both passed as well.
All right. So does this look correct to both of you?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What I'd like for you to do is to maybe, Sarah, can you tell me a little bit about your family, your siblings growing up, your family life with your parents?
Sure. It was a rough time growing up. My dad, Charlie, was an alcoholic. My mom never divorced him. She whenever he would finally come around, she would let him stay as long as he stayed, and she would feed him and, clean his clothes and whatever. But he would be gone for weeks on end, and there was never any income from my dad, so my mom had to work 2, sometimes 3 jobs. We grew up in Tennessee, so we kind of grew up in a poor area called the Valley, and there wasn't much as far as employment opportunities. Even my mom didn't have any kind of an education, so she worked in a factory that made socks. She also cleaned houses for a lot of the professionals in town. I know she would often clean the home of one of the doctors in town, and he would send some clothes home to us when his children outgrew the clothes, and so that was always exciting for us when we would get clothes. And she also, did things like did their laundry, brought the laundry home, and of course this was at the time when she used an old washboard to clean the laundry, and had to catch rainwater because we didn't have really, a lot of times we didn't have indoor plumbing. We were very poor, very poor. I was left alone a lot of the time. My mom's sisters sometimes would watch us or look in on us, but for the most part we were often at home alone up until the nighttime, and we took care of ourselves. We had to cook our own dinner and make sure that we got our schoolwork done, and did our own laundry and that sort of thing. We're very my mom wanted to be home. She would have loved to be home, but that just wasn't going to happen because my dad was never around. So the boys kind of got in trouble a lot, got into fights and things like that, when that's what happens when the kids are left alone and no supervision. So it was rough. I was the oldest, so I did my best to try to keep them in line, but pretty soon the boys got to be bigger than me, and so I couldn't do a lot. So it was tough.
Okay, well, thank you for offering that insight. Mark, how about you? Can you tell me a little bit about your family?
Well, we grew up poor as well, and there was 5 of us, but we didn't ever feel like we were poor. We lived on a farm, and there was always food. We had a big garden, and we had animals that we could use for meat, and I remember going out to the garden and picking vegetables and then bringing it to the kitchen at the stove so Mom could cook dinner. So we basically lived off the land. We never felt poor. We always had what we needed. We didn't spend money on clothes as much as like the city kids did, but we always had everything we needed. And being on a farm, Mom and Dad both contributed. Dad would mostly work in the fields, and Mom would do more of the gardening and maybe caring for the animals if Dad had a lot of farming to do. So they both contributed. So that's why I think you should go back to work and help out. Don't you think?
Okay, well, it's not my job here to take sides in this. I just want to kind of help you both understand why you are the way that you are. You came from different upbringings, and so that plays a lot into your values and beliefs now. So that will transcend into dealing with your children. And so I just think that this is an important way for you to understand each other a little bit better and where each other is coming from.
Yeah, don't you think that since my mom was at home, or my mom was never home and the kids were just running free, it would be better for them. Don't you think it would be better for the mother to be home?
Well, like I said, I'm not here to take sides, and I think it's better that we just, kind of focus one at a time and talking to me and working through this rather than at each other, okay?